Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Darksiders 2. Please subscribe and click that notification bell. So, we're in a different type of dungeon. We got in this elevator room, and you can hit any one of these to be lowered down to a certain floor. We start on floor 4 and it goes upward to floor 1. We were moving our way down to floor 2. We saw the spectral ghost, and he said something to us to mind our own business, basically, and then the elevator broke and went down on floor 1. Which I guess means if I was to hit floor 2 again, let's see what happens. It just breaks anyways. So floor 2 is not an option. Alright, good to know. And I don't know if I can cross this area. We could go up this way. And it looks like way over there in a direction I could not aim. It's actually rather difficult to try and hit things and collect things in this game because of the limited amount of just height you can get with a gun. Like, you can only look up so far, and apparently there's a chest up there that I'm just not seeing. Like, we're right here, and there's no chest. So, we do have this talisman we collected. Let's see. Bloodless talisman, and information. When equipped, this magical talisman gives you the power to destroy the bloodless. Let's just equip that for a second and see if that makes something appear. It doesn't. Alright. I don't really want to have this talisman on all the time because it would drastically reduce both the gold and the experience I would get. And I'm still heavy into the idea of getting gold and experience. Maybe there's some other collectible that can be reached some other way. Seems like there is over there. Alright, this is an interesting change of pace for a dungeon, and it's at least doing something different instead of a very standard setup that we've had where we're walking down hallways, maybe every now and then getting attacked, but not really getting attacked enough, in my opinion. Seems like we've got a hook this way. I don't think it's worth my time to try and shoot any skeletons, if there happen to be any skeletons in cages. Unless they start to be a problem. I guess we'll see. Like, if they had some kind of ability to throw something at me and hurt me, then I'd be a little bit more afraid of them. Man, does this feel wrong? And I'm pretty sure, to spill the beans, I'm pretty sure you get a double jump at some point in this game. So either it is going to work very oddly, very, very differently from what you normally would expect from a double jump, or I just don't get it. But you see, Death in his final form does have wings, and it wouldn't really make as much sense as it should if Death didn't have an ability to use those wings at some point. Dungeon map will be helpful. Still trying to get all the collectibles possible, for regardless of how dumb that may very well be. Like, I can get that. Do I need that? Let's see. If we throw this here, and then we throw that there, and then we make a mad dash this direction, and then come down here, that seems to be one of those explosives that... Alright. It's one of these explosive things that don't explode. So we gotta just... Nope, nope, nope. Oh, oops. Well, the good news is there's probably a reward for being down here. At the very least, we might get little bits of coins here and there. What's the way back up? It's over here. So I kind of have this pattern that I could claim is all my fault, where I will blame a game totally when I make mistakes, because frankly, in an interactive media like video games, it really does take both the game's creators and me to work in cooperation for me to succeed. So I just screwed up that puzzle, and I definitely want to blame the game's creators for being herky-jerky with the controls. Like, I can't jump back up there, so I have to do this. And because of the herky-jerkiness with the controls, I can't, like, really do anything. Here's a question we can ask. I can't really achieve what I should be able to achieve unless I have Death Grip equipped, and there's no contingent or there's no easy way to have Death Grip equipped, because I've got to shoot the bomb. So this is the standard experience for everybody. Is you have to have equipped redemption, you have to shoot redemption, you have to then pause the game, come into this, and right about now do this, and get there. I'm uncertain what I'm even collecting, or why I'm even coming over here. Are we getting a key? Interesting. I've somehow managed to do the most important thing in the first move, and breaking these flat things is not working very well, these flat caskets. So turn the gun back on. When I go into gun mode and then click to go out, half the time it doesn't even come out of gun mode until there's at least a little bit of a stall. Doesn't look like there's anything over there. We can, I guess, look at the map. There's one more thing to collect over here. There's tons of stuff to do. We've got more of this magic fire all over the place. It doesn't strike me as really necessary to try and grip onto those things. Interesting, a new fight. Doesn't this experience feel like there should be a title under it? Let's see. Let's get some ghouls. And she's dead. That's literally no way to start an introduction for a new character. So these definitely are different attack type characters though. Much more bladed and not just your standard skeleton that might have a sword. I'm not too worried about health, but I'll take one potion since it seems like it takes about one potion to fill up half your health. Although I suppose theoretically as you level up those health potions must be slightly improving too. Otherwise they'd be pretty useless by now. And then there's a lot of walls here that looks like I might be able to jump back forwards and forwards, but I don't even think that's the point. It's just stick with level 1 and work away. So we have a third ability in our menu that was supposed to work, this interdiction, but either it's gonna change and do something different, or it's like, or there's gonna be some way in the future to equip it, but I can't equip it right now. So that door's locked. We know 2 doesn't work. Let's go to 3. We can go to 3. But 3 is a little awkward because it's a lot of platforming areas that I can't reach. At least it seems like you can't reach them. But there's this key thing, so maybe we finally are gonna get a new ability, and maybe it is that double jump. But the game just crashed, which I can't really hold that too much against Darksiders too much, because the truth is that this game has been sitting paused for days and days and days. The poor pacing, the frantic pacing, I would say, of this game, and Steam is updating right now. The frantic pacing of Darksiders 2 makes it very much a hard game to stick to. I'm getting 2.5 hours, 3 hours worth of gameplay in a game that really needed me to instead be playing for 8 to 10 hours a day. And it's taken me weeks to play this game, and in general I would prefer to only play a game for about a week. That's about the level that any video game critic should be at. Now I doubt my save file is going to be too corrupted. Like, it probably saved after we fought the 2 girls, the 3 girl specter creatures. If it didn't save then probably not too far away from that. Yeah, ideally, since there's at least a AAA game that comes out every week, or at least a AA indie type game that comes out once a week. Covering one game is about right. I'm sure there's a lot of freelance video game critics out there that have to cover 3 or 4 games in the same amount of time, or maybe even 3 or 4 games in a day, but that's not what I want.
A giant slain, a toll paid in full. But before the king will help our rider, he must have his dead court.
See, the problem with this recap, which is just here to hide a long load, is interesting. I must have just double tapped on the save file because it didn't even ask which save file I wanted. The journey so far recap there is not telling me about what I've done in the past. It's just telling me about the recent past. So I would much prefer to be recapped and have them try and recap the Forge lands for us. And see, that worked the second time just fine. One crash alone is not enough to justify, like, not playing a game. The standards for video games on PC, particular with the wide variety of PCs out there, leaves it open to, you could get even maybe 3 crashes in an entire playthrough of a game, as long as they're well spread out, and I'd be alright with it. I certainly wouldn't be happy with it at any point. I'm not happy with even 1 crash, certainly, but I'm willing to excuse it. Much more often, the unexcusable things you have are things like the Lego games that just are stuttery and don't play well. Things that are crashy or just don't run in the first place. Things that make you, games that make you jump through hoops just to figure out how to get them to load on a modern PC at all. It is true that the Definitive Edition is just a remaster, probably very much in the effort. Look at all this darkness. I don't know if this is supposed to be like this, and this is a really cool shadow effect, or if this is just some very odd shadows that are misanimating. Alright. So meanwhile, well, I'll let those ladies get damaged and killed. I will save my energy and yeah, they're definitely introducing these guys too quickly. There's a desire here to have them be the new Horde class creatures, when I would have preferred that they kept the ghouls and the skeletons as the Horde class creatures. There you go, found something. I knew there was going to be something somewhere hidden around. And I would have much preferred this creature to be more powerful than what I'm seeing, even on easy. And see, now we've got somebody new. And he's making a big deal about his shield, so... I assume we're trying to dodge and kill this guy. We are way too many hours in the gameplay for another character like this to be introduced. I would have much preferred to have seen a knight-like character 8 hours ago. It feels like. Hmm. Let's do this. So these guys will just keep him busy. See, and if I'm doing any piercing damage on him, I don't know how much. And now I've used like 2. There definitely is a prompt I'm getting. So I'm pretty sure I was supposed to use Death Grip at some point. But it certainly wasn't working for me. Then we'll get another Soul of the Arbitrar seal. Yeah, I kind of would have preferred if the swords ladies were instead as strong as that knight was. And then the knight was even maybe a little bit stronger. I don't want to make too much of a waste of time breaking things. But while we're running around. So we came in through that door. We're going through this door. Yeah, I said I wasn't going to shoot skeletons, but I'll kill them. There we go. Whenever we find this maze, I think we may very easily have all the solutions, which might be a good thing, and it might be the intended way that the game wants you to play. I could find mazes really annoying if they got too. Well, we'll go ahead and shoot these guys. They're dropping gold at least. So we're going through this dungeon, I guess, just to get to the end of the dungeon. I feel like there should be a better motivating factor than that. I mean, that is the basic thing for all video games, is you enter dungeons to get to the end to fight a boss. We've been told to do this by the King of the Dead, and that's kind of it. Alright, so I now understand. We were supposed to. We had to have the key to get to this. To get to this point. So now we're on the 3rd floor. Moving forward. As soon as we walk through a door, we saved, which means that crash, by the way, would have saved had I made it through the door before I crashed. Which maybe that's why the crash happened, maybe not. Is this the same statue, just taller than where we were? And where specifically do they want me to go? Seems like they want me to go down. Since the camera doesn't really direct you, and I'm doing all the directing, it's hard to know what you're supposed to be doing. Here's that chest that we saw on the map. The game's getting increasingly and increasingly about the loot. And we knew this was a loot-based game to begin with, but it's getting worse, not better. See, that would have been a nice point for me to fail. Not that I actively encourage video game creators to make points for the players to fail usually, but in that one instance, I was at the lowest point possible when clearly there could have been a higher place to jump from, and so I was acting with no real caution at all. Let's see what this does. Now you can't really act with caution as far as switches go, although it would have been kind of cool if the switches integrated some kind of like murals on the wall, some kind of animation and art, something that really told you that this was a safe switch and this was a dangerous switch. But instead, you're just mostly left with the impression that that you're always safe. Which I guess that's fine too. I'm trying to clear out the area slightly so I can grab this and then just shove it. And I'm not sure if it ran into something and that's why it didn't slide any further or what. Let's just... I suppose now that I would have this platform, you might be able to use that to your advantage on the elevator. Like you could put it under the elevator so the elevator can't hit. Interesting. I wasn't 100% certain that that's what they wanted or not wanted. There's no real collectibles or any secrets here. I just ran around this to check that. So I have to climb back the way I came. I do want to take a moment to look at the map. There's floor 1, this room, which I didn't enter. There's floor 2, apparently this room, which I haven't entered. Floor 3 we did all of. Floor 4 we've done all of. Well, not all of it actually. And then floor 5, which we've done all of. Wait, no. Yeah, we've done 4. And we've done 3. It's just 2 and 1 that are left. Still can't hop and jump when you're doing this creep stuff. So no way to speed climbing up the creep, which you don't climb too much of the creep anyway, so it's not a real big issue. This is a great example of a point where you can't fast travel, although the game has been encouraging to fast travel like in every possible instance up until this point. Alright. So down the 2 we go, and normally 2 would break. and now 2 can't break, which puts us suited nicely if we, I guess, want to jump down to 1. If we want to go up to 3, we're fine. There's nothing really. So you can't jump down from this point. You can only jump down from that point. And see, this is the boss fight area. And then floor 1. Why is floor 1 missing something that we couldn't access before? I don't know. Because this was an introduction seal. So we couldn't get there until we've beaten the boss, I guess. We have a new scythe that we could probably feed. In fact, we could probably start thinking about stuff like that. This would reduce experience but increase everything else. This would reduce experience. And where we have level 1, but not the secret for level 1, level 2, and the secret for 2, level 3, but not the secret from 3. I imagine there's 7 levels. I can't really suspect that there's much more than 7. Well, it's been another 30 minutes. We basically started this dungeon 30 minutes ago, and now we are approaching the end of it, although maybe we'll find another 10 or 20 minutes to play through this, particularly if it's a difficult boss fight, which it probably won't be. That's it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a bunch of links down below in the description box. If you want to support me even further, gift me a game on Steam. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.